then Black Ops came out. Once again, got really excited, and it looked like they'd fixed the noob tube problem and stuff, which I was hoping for. That was one of the main things I was looking for. And I really did feel like even when I saw the trailers and stuff that they took a step back, in the graphics and stuff. And I'm kind of into graphics. That's one reason I like Battlefield 3 so much because it's just so great to look at when you're playing. But Black Ops did take a step back in that department. But I was really excited. It looks like they put some cool new stuff like the COD points, and I remember seeing the camera spike. I thought that was really interesting, and some new weapons and newer kill streaks and stuff. And got that at midnight launch. Traded in Modern Warfare 2. I was ready to freaking just give that thing away. And I think I got like $30 for it when I traded in that night, at the midnight launch or whatever. And so that was awesome. I think they gave you a bonus if you traded in an old COD or something. But yeah, so I remember getting home, and man, the game just did not feel right connection wise. I just jumped right into multiplayer, and it was fun because it wasn't, I wasn't getting noob tube to death and stuff. And they had this flak jacket perk, which was fantastic, and kind of prevented noob tubes from killing you on one hit, which was great. And they put in some cool stuff, and I thought the COD points were cool because you could buy your perks. And I hope that they do that again for the next Call of Duty, honestly, because it's kind of a bitch like waiting, hours and hours and hours until you get your favorite perk, unless you prestige and bring it with you, or whatever Modern Warfare 3 did. But Black Ops was just speaking for the PS3, it was not a good launch. I remember, that was the first time I had played a Call of Duty in a while because I took a long extended break from Modern Warfare 2. Because I was frustrated. I think I might have played it a couple days before called the Black Ops came out because I was excited for it. But um, it was it was frustrating without a doubt from launch. It just didn't seem to run right, and it was really laggy. And so right off the bat, the game frustrated me. And it was a different frustration from Modern Warfare 2. Modern Warfare 2 is, wasn't really the connections or anything. It was more so just the exploits and the gameplay mechanics and stuff. And Black Ops wasn't really like that. It was just all these connection drops, and bad audio chat, and getting kicked from games, getting kicked from lobbies. When you're in a party with your friends, then the whole party has to back out just to pick you up and stuff like that. I really hated that stuff. And, but overall, I got to wrap this video up soon. This is a long video. Overall, I mean, the game was, it really, it kind of sucked, but it was pretty awesome. But I guess that's kind of the way to look at it, because it was closer to Call of Duty 4 than any other besides World at War, because that came out right after. But since Modern Warfare 2, out of the three games that have come out, that's definitely the closest one to Call of Duty 4. With less kill streaks and more focused on gun gameplay. But Black Ops really fucked up with. I guess they put lag compensation in. That was the first COD to use that, and that was an issue. And I think that really screwed up the connections and stuff. And theater mode, that was a great thing, and I really liked their theater mode. Except for still my theater mode doesn't record. It records like a third of my games, which kind of sucks. It like never records full matches anymore, which blows. I haven't played Black Ops in a while. Maybe they fixed that or something. I don't know, but so theater mode was a great addition. They made a lot of great strides. And they did a good job patching the game too. Fixing the stuff with second chance. Where you would get an assist if someone would take the kill from you and stuff. Something that Modern Warfare 3, it would seem like they would fucking see that and put that into their game, because that got good reviews or whatever from the fans and the community. and they were asking for that, and Treyarch gave it to them, or gave it to us, because I'm still a part of the community. I shouldn't say them, I should say us, I guess. But and Ghost really, I think Ghost really fucked shit up. And they took out stopping power, but I thought stopping power was a great way to balance that out because almost everybody runs stopping power on the older games, which I didn't mind. I mean, I would use Cold Blooded to take down air support because that was such a problem in Modern Warfare 2, which I really didn't talk about. That was an issue too, was the overpowered kill streaks and people going for nukes all the time. Uh, but Black Ops, that wasn't really a huge issue. There was no nuke, so you didn't have too many people, camping. I mean, you'd have people camping out, that's for sure. Black Ops was a pretty campy game, especially at first, because they put a lot of buildings and stuff in Black Ops. But I think Ghost really just, God, that was definitely one of the most frustrating things for me because there wasn't stopping power to balance that out. You had I want to say it was called UAV Jammer in COD 4. So they've had it around for a while, and I'm pretty sure they had it in World at War. I don't remember what it was called. It might have been called UAV Jammer or something like that. Uh, but they had stopping power always there to balance that stuff out. So you'd have to sacrifice gun damage for to be able to hide off the map, and that was a pretty big issue. I mean, that was cool that they took stopping power because they gave you so many more options, to run for your second perk. But a lot of people found out Ghost was a pretty powerful thing. When people can't see on the map, you'll run right into a guy that you don't see on your radar when you have a UAV up, and that became really frustrating for me. Because not that I rely solely on the UAV, but it's obviously a huge help to know where the enemy is, and you know, getting 3 kills. I mean, of course, that's not a huge achievement, but you have earned something. I think everybody. I don't think anybody should be hitting off the radar. Or if you're going to have a perk like that, have a dominant second perk that you have to sacrifice, for that. And I think that was one of the bigger downfalls for Black Ops was a lot of people complained about Ghost, and I was one of the biggest complainers of that perk probably. But I mean, overall the game was fun, and zombies was fun. I think I had more fun because it was such a new thing on World at War with the zombies. It kind of got old after a while, especially when you got really really far, and play it for 3 hours, and you just don't feel like you can beat that score again, which happened to me a few times. But I mean, I'll play zombies every now and then, but I'm not really addicted to it like I was back in like '08, '09, whenever, or I guess '09, yeah, whenever World at War was still fresh. But yeah, I mean, and I was pretty fed up with Black Ops, and I was looking forward to Modern Warfare 3. Um, and I really thought that the way I compare it is to freaking Transformers 3, which the second one was, it looked like it was going to be really awesome, and it, in my opinion, it sucked balls. And Michael Bay got another chance because the second movie made a lot of money, got bad reviews, but made a lot of money. So they're like, okay, redeem yourself, and the trailers look good, and I went to go see it, paid like $15 to see it in 3D, and the movie sucked again. Just like the second one did. I really enjoyed the first one. And that's kind of how I see Call of Duty now is, or at least the Modern Warfare franchise. Like COD 4 was amazing. I don't know, Transformers wasn't amazing, but it was pretty darn good. Second one looks, bigger and better, and then you play it or you watch it, and it's just not as good. Because there was just so much stupid bullshit in there that didn't need to be in there, and and then it's like, okay, they got another chance. They're going to redeem themselves, and they don't. That's how I look. I think that's a pretty good comparison. Transformers 3 sucked when I thought it was going to be awesome. Modern Warfare 3 sucked when I thought it was going to be awesome. I was really excited for it, and I mean, I'm not. And I mean, I pretty much right off the bat, the first night, I did a video on it, and I did it like 4 in the morning. I was super tired during the commentary, but I wanted to get my initial thoughts out there. I'd played it for a few hours, and it was way more frustrating than fun. And usually, when you play games for the first time, typically you have a lot more fun than you do getting frustrated. Just because you're learning the game, you really don't know what the crap in the game is going to be. The BS that's going to piss you off. You don't know what that is yet, but Modern Warfare 3 managed to do it again. And this was right off the bat. So right away I got a bad taste in my mouth, similar to Black Ops, but Black Ops was more so connections, and then this time especially when Robert Bowling said it was going to be more gun-on-gun gameplay, and they want to make the game more like Call of Duty 4, which I was like, okay, I'm sold. And they're like, COD Elite, it's going to be this great service, and you're going to get free DLC. So I was like, at first I didn't buy it, and then when I picked it up at the midnight launch, I decided to sucker up and buy COD Elite, which I was a total sucker for doing that because I'm not going to buy any of the DLCs. I'm going to trade Modern Warfare 3 in soon, but just a few thoughts on Modern Warfare 3 before I wrap this up. Uh, I uh, I hate the game. There's really no other way to put it. I'll have a few good matches here and there, but you know, I've got I'm not an all-star player. I'm not a game battle. I mean, I've played game battles and I did fairly well, but I'm not a super great player, not a professional player. Don't pride myself on being the best Call of Duty player or anything like that. I have good games. Majority of the time, I really don't struggle super hardcore that much. But this game, I really didn't struggle like super bad, except for when I was trying to level up the spaz, and with how shitty they made that gun, it was so hard to go positive. You're right next to a guy, you fucking shoot him in the chest, and you get a hit marker, and then the guy, of course, kills you right away. And that was such a fun weapon to use on Modern Warfare 2. And I really started using it because I saw Sandy Ravage doing it, and you know that effect on me. That's another thing. I think that's what happened with the noob tubes. White Boy 7th Street and a lot of other people found this setup and were getting nukes really easily with it, and it just caught on and just spread like a wildfire. And Sandy Ravage kind of had that effect on me with the Spaz shotgun. I was like, damn, this guy's just fucking beasting with this secondary weapon, and eventually became one of my favorite guns in that game, and one of the guns I had the most fun with. Probably because it was a little bit overpowered, but still, it was still a lot of fun. I really didn't care. So I was looking forward to using it, because it was a lot different in Black Ops. It was one of my favorite guns in Black Ops, but it was the pump action one. It wasn't the I guess, or it was the semi-automatic one. That's what I should say, instead of the pump action one, which was in Modern Warfare 2. So I was excited to see that gun back, and I was like, okay, it's probably going to be just as good because it's a primary weapon now. Since shotguns aren't secondaries, but no, I was wrong, and it was terrible. It was God. I mean, it was worse than the freaking shotguns in Black Ops, which were not very good and had hardly any attachments. Which kind of sucked. But so that was really really disappointing, and that really pissed me off because I had to go I had to go a couple days with getting my ass kicked with that weapon just to get the damage proficiency, and then I lose that when I prestiged, dumbass. Um, I don't even know if you can keep proficiencies. I'm not even sure, but that gun was useless without damage proficiency, or the range proficiency. Both were pretty good, but the damage one was by far the best. I did a video on it too. So I've done a few videos, and I've put like over a day in Modern Warfare 3. I just cannot play it. It's just so frustrating, and it's hard to play, more than like 3 matches without me wanting to quit and pop in Battlefield 3 or watch a movie or something else, something that just doesn't freaking irritate me and stress me out. I don't take video games that seriously, but like I said earlier in this video, I'm a very competitive person, and I like to do well when I do anything, work or school or or video games or sports or whatever it is. I'm a very competitive person. I want to do well, and I want to win. And then when things aren't going my way, I'm not one person to bite my tongue. I'll have to mute my headset. I do it all the time, and do a little bit of raging, more so verbal rage. I remember Modern Warfare 2. That was really when I started to get really upset. I would really get pissed off back in the day with Madden. Playing my friend because me and him have had kind of a rivalry with that game for a long time, but. Uh, that game really pissed me off. And then when I got into Call of Duty, I really didn't start getting super pissed. I probably had a couple moments in World at War that I got upset with, but Modern Warfare 2 is when I really started getting irritated, especially with the noob tubes and the boosters and stuff, and all the BS, the knifing and everything. And those all stuck with me, and every game after Modern Warfare 2, I was hoping they would fix those certain things, but for some reason, grenade launchers are still in the game. Uh, they've never changed the knifing. They said they took out the commando perk, and I'm sure all of you, watching this video, have been lunch knifed, playing that game or really any Call of Duty game. They have to change that shit. It's so annoying. Go to the battlefield, setup, where you stab them in the back if you come up behind them. I think that's fantastic, and I think it's like two swipes from the front, and you have to actually take out the knife, which is great. I mean, that's a perfect. I don't see why they don't change that when everybody hates the way the system is, except for those guys that love to run around and knife people, which is so realistic. In the middle of a huge gun battle, it's so silly.